So there's something I've been keeping from you guys. And I know some of you might probably have been wondering, why have I gone AWOL and I have been so inconsistent, despite sharing with you at the beginning of the year about my plan and how I plan to be consistent this year. So finally, I am out to the secret, and that is the fact that I am pregnant. Okay, so I've actually been meaning to talk about this because I didn't just want to, you know, disappear and then suddenly show up without giving a reason for why I have gone MIA. So, and I also think that this is also the best time to do it. Because if you've been following me on Instagram, you probably already know. But for those of you who are just following me on YouTube, yeah, I think today is the day for that talk. And basically in this video, it's just more like sharing my experience so far with you. Yes, this is not my first pregnancy really, but one thing I have learned is that each pregnancy is a unique experience. I mean, no two pregnancies are the same, and this particular one, I was thinking that experience will probably have taught me a few things, and I'll probably be able to get around things and, still be able to do all the things I wanted to do. But no, that was not the case. It told me, hello, mama, slow down. That's not how we do it here. Because my first trimester, I saw Shege. You know what they call Shege? Yes, Shege Pro Max. That's the word. If today is the first time here on this channel, and maybe this is the first time you're seeing my face, I want to say you're welcome. My name is Blessing. I'm a doctor and also a mom, and here on this channel I create content about my life as a doctor, a mom, and also how I am balancing motherhood, career, and all the things going on in my life. If you enjoy this video and you want to be a part of the community, feel free to subscribe to this channel and become a part of us. And if you still need to take your time, that's also good. Take your time, watch more videos. I'm sure that as you spend some more time with us, you will find more reasons to become a part of this community. So the first thing is, how did I even find out I was pregnant, guys? Now, okay, I actually said that I am one of those girlies that is thankful for contraceptives, because I don't know what would have become of me. Maybe I would be pregnant like every 6 months if there were no contraceptives. Because tell me, how do I take out my contraceptive at the end of October? And by the 3rd week of October, I'm beginning to feel one kind. And I'm like, no, this is not pregnancy. This is just flu. More so, it was during like winter. So I just felt, oh, it's probably flu. It's nothing serious. Oh, it will pass. No, it will pass. And that was what I thought, because after I took out my contraceptive at the end of October, immediately my menses came. Now, because while on the contraceptive, I was on it for a very long time, and one thing that I noticed was that my menses became a bit irregular. I see it every month, but it's not like the way it used to be. So sometimes shorter duration, lesser flow, and all of that. So this time around, when I took it out, I had like a proper menses for the first time in like almost 2 years. And so I just felt like, okay, yeah, everything is good and life was good and we were moving on, and that was it. And then 2 weeks later, I noticed that I started having another menses. I'm like, no. But then I didn't give it so much of a thought, because I just felt, okay, maybe it's just my body that is trying to reset, now that the contraceptive is out. I didn't know that that was an implantation bleed. But one thing that I knew was that it wasn't the normal heavy flow. It was for like just 2 days and everything stopped. And I felt, this is weird, but I just felt maybe it's just my body trying to, get settled, try to get used to not having the contraceptive and all of that. And then about a week or two later, I started feeling unwell. And what did I mean by feeling unwell? I was just excessively tired. I was just feeling like I had a flu, like I didn't have the fever. It was just the tiredness, the body weakness. I wake up and I have pains all over my body, and I was just struggling. Then later I started feeling bloated. Then I started having a bit of abdominal discomfort, which were some of the symptoms I noticed in my first pregnancy. So that was the point where I started suspecting that, oh my god, I think this is pregnancy. But I kept denying it because I felt that it was too early. Like, I just got my contraceptive a few weeks ago. Like, how can there be pregnancy? Even though I know that that is possible, but I just didn't want to admit it. I was in denial. So finally, my husband was like, babe, why don't you just do like pregnancy test? Get her out of the way. When if you're sure that okay, this is not pregnancy, then you can call the GP and tell them how you are feeling. Maybe you need to have some tests done. Maybe some of your hormones are low and they need to be replaced, and all the old stuff. So I was like, okay, let me do that. And finally, I got the pregnancy test done, guys. And that was how I found out I was pregnant. Initially, it was actually like a mixed feeling because, fine, I was excited because I wanted another child. But at the same time, the whole memory of my first pregnancy and how difficult it was started coming back. And I'm like, oh my God, another 9 months of dealing with this. And I'm like, oh my God. So I was excited at the same time, but I was just thinking about everything. But I also felt that since it wasn't the first time I was going to be pregnant, that okay, I should be able to handle things better. And maybe I was really hoping that the symptoms will probably be better this time around, or will not be like the previous one. But no, it wasn't a lie. Because my first trimester, I saw shege. Yes, I was sick a lot of time. So much so that I had to like be away from work for like weeks. Yeah, at some point I even got admitted, for what we call hyperemesis gravidarum. Means that I was vomiting a lot. I couldn't keep food down, so I had to go to the emergency, and that happened in my first pregnancy. And so I wasn't really so surprised that it happened in the second one. And first trimester was a horror. Yeah, that's the word. It was horrific. It was horrific. And the worst part of it was that just at the beginning of that first trimester, I registered for my professional exams. And I already registered for these exams before I even knew I was pregnant. So, because if I knew, I wouldn't even register. I wouldn't risk it at all. But then after I registered, I wanted to cancel and maybe get like a refund. But I just felt, okay, the pregnancy has not even started. What if things don't go like my previous pregnancy? I might still be able to, manage and study for the exams. But no, I tried my best, really to prepare for the exams. But eventually I failed the exams. And even though it was painful, because I failed by just 2%, and it was painful, but I was kind of consoled because I knew, okay, it's probably because of the pregnancy. Maybe if the pregnancy was not there, I probably would have passed the exam. So my second trimester came, and I was basically counting down that, okay, the moment is the 14th week and we have entered the second trimester. Oh, life should get better, because that's what everybody kept saying. But then I kept counting down. 14th week came, 15, 16, 17, and I was still feeling almost the same way. I was still vomiting. I was still very nauseous. I was still very sick, very tired. Like, I was just not feeling myself. So I was just hoping that, God, when is this second trimester relief they are talking about going to come? And then finally, eventually, it came. I started getting my energy back. I was able to do more at work. I was able to do a bit more at home. I was struggling to cook. I was struggling to eat. I was struggling to do a lot of things. But of course, gradually, it started getting better. It was more like some days are really good. Like, I feel like I'm not pregnant. Like, I practically forget I'm pregnant. And some other days, I'm like, okay, what exactly is going on here? So, and that was how it felt all through, almost all through the second trimester until towards the end, when, I was still working, I was still doing everything. Maybe just somehow in my mind, I just kind of accepted, that reality fully, that I was pregnant. But then my bump is growing very rapidly. Like, I have a very big bump. Gradually it's becoming a bit embarrassing. Like, I feel a bit insecure about my baby bump, because every time people ask me, oh, how many months are you going, they're expecting me to say like, oh, I have just a few weeks left, and I tell them, oh, I still have like 3 months left, and they look at me like, some people cannot even hide it. Like, the look on their face just tells you everything that they are thinking, that, oh my God, that tummy is so big. But so sometimes I just feel a bit insecure about it, but at the same time I'm like, I can't do anything about it. So now we're currently in third trimester, and believe me, each trimester comes with its own shenanigans. Like, towards the end of second trimester, because of the weight of the baby increasing, I started having some pelvic, pain and back pain, and even now it seemed to be increasing, like now in the third trimester. But I've actually reached out to the physiotherapist, and I think I'm going to be starting some sessions in a few weeks to help with that. And also I've been researching about some exercises that I can do at home, and that could help with the back pain and the pelvic pain, and also getting a bit of support for my for my bump and all of that. So everything is just the way it is. So a lot has actually happened in the past month. Truthfully, most of the videos that you're going to see on my channel, like in the last 2-3 months, are definitely not new videos, because I've really not been able to really sit down and make videos. And that's because despite dealing with all the stress of pregnancy, I'm still working full-time as a doctor. I'm currently going through my residency program, and so there are requirements that I have to meet in order to be able to progress to my next year of training. I've had to change my postings due to some unplanned circumstances. A lot has been going on. I failed an exam. I had to resit the exams. There's just been a whole lot going on, and I just felt at some point I really wanted to push myself to still create videos, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep up. So I just said, okay, let me just pause and come back when I think I am really ready to start, and I think that time is now. But I don't want to just show up without telling you guys what's been going on in the past few months, and why things have not been going just like the way I mentioned at the beginning of the year. And so that's the situation, and I am really excited because really it just brings on the fact that our life is in phases, and with every change happening a new phase comes, and sometimes you actually have to transform or quickly grow to to be able to meet the demand of that new phase. I'm glad that yes, this is pregnancy phase, and I'm still able to have things done, but I also know that having a second child is going to be an added responsibility and extra work that needs to be done, and I don't even want to think about it. I just want to focus on this phase, enjoy the whole of this phase, and I think I'm going to be documenting the rest of my pregnancy journey. So maybe I can say now that expect some vlogs. I'm just going to once in a while show you guys what I do, as like what my life looks like now that I am pregnant in my third trimester and still working full-time, trying to progress in my residency program, and just how I'm managing all of this together. So I think that's really is it, and I'm so excited. So yes, I'm really glad to share this phase and this news with you. Feel free to actually share your thoughts, and something else that is important is feel free to actually share what you would like to see on this channel henceforth. What are your expectations? What are you looking forward to seeing on this channel? Although I have some plan, but I'm happy to actually accommodate what you guys really want to do on this channel if it aligns with my plan for the channel. And I know that for some persons this may not be what you're expecting to see on this channel, and I totally understand. But at the same time, I'll ask for your support, and whatever you choose to do is also fine. All right, so this is where I'm going to be ending this video. Please feel free to like, to share, to comment, and also subscribe to this channel. Till I see you again, take care. Bye.